Today we will be covering the subject of the Missouri Compromise and the Compromise of 1850. We will start with the Missouri Compromise. Missouri wanted to become a state, however, it would enter as a slave state. This heated opposition between North and South because this would leave the balance between the slave states and free states unbalanced. Southerners were determined to keep as many slave states as free states in order to block any future attempts to restrict slavery or even abolish it altogether. For this reason, Southern politicians demanded Missouri enter with slavery, but Northern congressmen were strongly opposed to this. Henry Clay was a congressional leader who stepped in to resolve the dispute. Maine was part of Massachusetts, and it wanted to become its own state. This gave the opportunity to keep the balance in the Senate by admitting it as a free state along with Missouri, simultaneously. Henry Clay understood this, and proposed that the 3630 that stretched across the nation would become the boundary that separated free and slave states. Thomas Jefferson warned that the slavery was a fire bell sounding in the night. There were 11 free states and 11 slave states, a situation that gave each faction equal representation. The free states, which much larger populations, controlled the House of Representatives, 105 votes to 81. James Talmadge proposed an amendment to ban slavery in Missouri, even though there were more than 2,000 slaves living there. The South's economy was dependent on black slavery. Then the Compromise of 1850. California was ready to apply for statehood, but because its geographic location was partly below the 3630 parallel, Southerners complained about it becoming another free state in the Union. There was an opportunity to pacify the South by initiating a new fugitive slave law requiring that runaway slaves be returned to their masters in the South while allowing California to enter as a free state. Along with the compromise, the Utah and New Mexico territories would be open to popular sovereignty, which would allow the people of those states to decide for themselves on the issue of slavery. Southerners especially became resentful as runaway slaves were not returned and Northerners were increasingly ignoring the law. This made the abolitionists all the more resolved to put an end to slavery. The Underground Railroad became more active, reaching its peak between 1850 and 1860.